Hey guys, it's Shannon here with an up-and-coming artist, Ed Sheeran.
Glad I'm still up and coming.
Yeah.
Good, that feels good.
Yeah, you got still a lot of room to grow, I guess.
I hope so.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, we got to talk about the new album, Play.
Yeah.
How are you feeling leading up?
Good. I kind of forgot it was coming out, to be honest, because we've been on tour and I started releasing the singles in spring. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was... I felt like I wanted to do a lot of songs before the record came out because I hadn't done a pop record in a while.
Yeah, is it hard to not then want to play all of the songs?
Well, I have been.
Yeah,
That's why I keep forgetting that it isn't already released because I've been playing songs that haven't even been released yet, in the tour. So, and once you play them, then fans then bring signs asking you to play them, and then you play them more. And yeah.
Yeah, I always find that so fun when artists will play songs that aren't even out. Like Chapel Roan performed her song The Subway like a year before she actually ended up releasing it. So it feels like you kind of get to live with it and then still celebrate it when it comes out.
Yeah, it's a balance though, isn't it? Because you want people to still be surprised, but then also you want people to feel familiar with some of the songs. So I think there's a balance of the two. There's a lot of songs on the album people haven't heard.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've heard it, so I'm
Great.
excited. Yeah,
Great,
so
thank you.
Having been in the industry for like 15 years, I feel like the last couple of shows I've been to has been like Blackpink and Benson Boone, and both in those shows, they have had certain moments in the show where they're like, okay, everybody put your phones away for these next song or this next two songs. How has your relationship been kind of with phones at shows? Because I feel like it's even changed even in the last 5 years or with the rise of TikTok.
I'm not too fussed about phones at shows because, well, people have paid to come to the show, so enjoy it in whatever way you want to enjoy it. That isn't how I would go to a show and enjoy it. I would go to a show and maybe once or twice you'd film something, but yeah, it's like it's their prerogative of whatever they want to do. It's like movies. Like sometimes I sit and watch movies with friends, and they'll just text throughout the whole movie. But that's the way that they want to enjoy the movie.
Right.
It's not the way I would enjoy the movie, but it's the way they want to enjoy the movie. And yeah, so it's you kind of got to let people make their own decisions.
Yeah.
But saying that, I've done shows where we've, those little yonder cases that, have you been to like comedy shows where they take your phone? We've done shows like that before, and that's great. But yeah, I feel like if someone spent £100 on a ticket, do what you want.
Yeah. It's your show.
It's your show. Yeah, enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it.
That's a good way to be. I feel like when I watch movies with friends, especially if I'm showing them a movie for the first time and then they're on their phone, I will like pause it and be like, okay, we're rewinding. So I'm a little control freak like that.
I used to be like that, but no, actually, I've done that to you before. I've definitely done. We watched Anora.
Oh yeah.
And we were doing all the award show films, and I was kind of like, we probably have to watch this one. And The Substance, remember? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The
Brutalist was one that I was like having a hard time not taking my phone out for that.
Yeah.
That's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of knew that going into it, but it still was quite long.
Yeah.
I used to watch films like that as a kid, though. Like, there's a film called Once Upon a Time in America, and I used to watch that like religiously as a kid, and I went back to watch it again as an adult, and I was like, wow, it's a long film. Yeah. And I think when I was a teenager, it just never really touched the sides. Attention spans have shortened,
yeah,
I think.
Mine especially. Yeah. It's definitely rough. I do think that you can tell a lot about a person, though, by their favorite movies.
Yeah.
And what I've learned about you is that your 3 favorite movies are, which they can change. So this is...
Did you find my letterbox?
No. Do you have a letterbox?
I do have a letterbox.
Okay, yeah. What are your 4? Well, I'll tell you what I've learned.
Probably the same ones on that.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
Love Actually.
Yeah.
What's your 4th? Do you remember?
Lord of the Rings.
Which one?
The Godfather.
Oh, okay,
so I didn't put Love Actually. I should have put Love Actually in there.
That's okay. It can be in the top 10.
Yeah.
But I've seen all those movies, but I hadn't seen Goodfellas. And I was on the flight on the way here, so I watched it. Incredible.
You know the knife at the beginning?
Yeah.
I bought that.
No way.
I got that at home.
That's crazy.
But it's like, it's retractable.
Right.
So it doesn't look like a butcher's knife, but yeah, I bought it from a prop store auction.
That's wild.
Yeah.
My eyes, I might have bags because I was trying to sleep on the flight, but then I just watched that instead.
It's so good, isn't it?
It's so good. And
the soundtrack of that movie is like top tier God level soundtrack.
Really?
It's so good.
That's crazy.
So good.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it. And I didn't think I would because it's like a lot of men fighting and things.
No, it's...
But then it's
on
so
the
much
surface,
on the surface.
it's a story about family essentially, and
Totally.
dysfunctional family, and sort of traveling through. I read the book of it the other day, which is kind of wild because the book is more like it's 2 interviews of Henry and Karen basically, and they're
okay.
both getting interviewed, and it's the actual interviews.
Yeah.
And then obviously the movie was made. Pretty wild.
It is, yeah. I'll watch
Have you seen Casino?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's another good one.
I haven't seen The Godfather, though, so maybe I'll...
Now, talking about
I'll have to check
family,
it out.
that's a family movie. Well, it's not a family movie, but that's a movie about families. Incredible.
Yeah.
Watch that, and then watch, what was that TV show, The Offer? They made a TV show on the making of The Godfather, but a dramatized thing,
Okay.
and it's so good.
I recently
It's
got
so
into
good.
Sopranos, so I feel like that's that whole...
Yeah. I love The Sopranos.
It's so good. Anyways, we could talk about shows
The
and movies all
Sopranos,
day.
he says something when he's with his, they're all sitting around a table and they're all doing like Remember When, which is what I find me and my friends doing the whole time because we all went to school together. And he kind of stands up and he's like, Remember When is the lowest form of conversation, and walks away. Whenever we're doing Remember When, my head always says that. And I'm like, oh,
That's
Tony.
it. You got to focus on the forward momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk back about the album because that's why we're here. Play being the first in the album series, how much have you planned what's going to go into the next few albums? Do you have a general idea of what?
Well, I made Play and Rewind at the same time,
Okay.
and we finished Play first because it
Gotcha.
felt like the most exciting one. So Rewind is, I'd say 2 months off being like totally locked and loaded and ready to go, and I guess at some point in the next 18 months it will come out. But yeah, they're very much like twin albums, I guess. But one lent more into Indian culture and one lent more into nostalgia. So they kind of veered off in different directions.
Nice. How was it hard to narrow down for Rewind?
No, weirdly no. I think it's because each song has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's less like I think with each album you have the songs you think are the singles, and then in the gaps basically you have to do purposeful songs rather than having 10 singles. You do a song like Azizam and a song like Sapphire, but then a song like Old Phone and a little more. I feel like they give the album a journey and purpose rather than it just being bangers.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't trying to make Thriller. I was trying to make something else.
Yeah, and it's incredible.
Yeah,
You
thank
nailed
you.
it. So that's so great. For fans, how would you describe this next chapter that you're entering?
It's just fun and upbeat, and we've had a lot of fun promoting everything in it. We've had a lot of fun doing pop-ups, doing the Old Phone stuff, and we're going to continue to have fun until Christmas. And yeah, I feel like Subtract was such a like sad album, and all the promo around it. Even though I feel like I'm quite a fun guy, but if you're like promoting an album about grief, their tone has to be right. So a lot of that promotion was quite heavy, and a lot of the gigs where you play the album in full, you explain all the stories, and I felt with Play I just wanted to do the polar opposite, and just everything was fun and creative.
I was thinking that when watching press, because obviously people want to talk about the subject matter of the album.
Yeah.
But then, that's got to be difficult for you to almost then have to relive so much with people you're talking to.
Yeah, I think you make the conscious decision when you're putting out a record like that is what you're going to have to do. If you're going to do that record, you have to be open about it, you have to be honest about it. But yeah, I feel like with Play, it's a bit more bright and colourful and fun.
Yeah, it was so fun to see you reunite with Rupert.
Yeah.
After 14
you know,
years.
He's in Copenhagen, yeah.
No way. Maybe a little surprise appearance on stage tonight?
He's with his family. I'd feel weird being like, come and stand on stage, because he doesn't sing, so
Right.
he just stands there.
You should just send him out on stage and then see.
Yeah,
as
well, we
you-
did do that before.
Yeah.
We did with good results, but no, I think I'm kind of, he's with his family.
Yeah. But may I just say, you look very beautiful in a dress.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look
Thank
great.
You.
Do
It's,
you-
I felt beautiful.
You can tell the confidence was there. Do you think it'll be another 14 years though before you do something with Rupert again?
I think it has to be, yeah.
Now
I
you
think
have to stick?
I think it has to be. You can't milk that. It has to be has to be special when it comes back. But maybe in 14 years' time, music videos won't be a thing. It will be sort of like VR headset stuff.
Yeah. So having tapped into so many different cultures for this whole album, and of course collaborating with like a legend like Arijit Singh, what has that taught you then in this new era? What have you learned?
That music should always be about exploring and learning, and I think that's what I always found exciting as a teenager, was just discovering new things and learning chords and learning songs. And I think the older I've been getting, the more I've been traveling, like every country that we've been going to, I've been bringing a local artist on stage and singing in the local language, and that has just kind of bled into recording. And I think we were in India. I've toured India for the last 10 years, and we keep going back and I keep meeting new people and keep learning. And there's just so much talent there that you can't help be sucked in by it. You can't help but if someone says, let's get in the studio, you get in the studio and suddenly you're creating something completely different that you would have never made before. So I think the older I get, the more I want to explore and push the needle. Like, I don't want to make my debut record again. That's already done. I want to keep trying new things.
Do you find it harder to challenge yourself the older that you get and the more experience you have in the industry?
No, because I think if it feels uncomfortable, it's right. I think if you're doing something you're like, ugh, then it's the right thing to do, rather than like, I don't know. I think comfort is the death of anything interesting. You're never going to make anything interesting if you're just doing comfort zone all the time.
Right. But do you find that's harder to find? Like, to be like, okay, I need to...
You just have to be open-minded. I think when I was a lot younger, I was so close-minded to stuff because I was so in the singer-songwriter genre that I was like, this is the only thing that I can do, and it has to be acoustic, it has to be this. And I think as I've got older, like even me just working with Pharrell on Sing for Multiply was me going, oh, I could try this. And I remember being in the studio with Pharrell, and if you interviewed him, he'd say the same thing. I wasn't convinced to begin with. I was like, I don't know if this is me. And the more that you explore things like that and have uncomfortable moments that push you, you're going to make more interesting stuff. And I think Sing as a song led to me doing a song like Sapphire, because it just opens your world up more and more.
Right. How do you follow that if it feels almost like uncomfortable? I feel like with that, I would think I would question myself more. So
well, you have to trust the people around you. And I think, Pharrell is someone that I have loved since a kid, and I really trust his taste from songs that I love. And even if you listen to some of his biggest songs, the production is not production that other people would have chosen. Sometimes it's like super sparse, sometimes it's different sounds, but his taste sort of pushes it into greatness. And I think when you're in the studio with him, you just have to trust that aspect of it.
Yeah. Is that hard then when you're like to trust yourself in that situation? Or I feel like I'd be like, whatever you say, you know?
I guess so. But then also I can't sing anything that I don't believe. So I think that as long as what's coming out of my mouth is true, what goes around it can sometimes feel uncomfortable and different. But I think I always have to be singing something truthful.
That's fair. That makes sense. You've said that Sapphire is your favorite song from this album, but you also have said that it changes every day. So today, what's your favorite song on the album?
Probably still Sapphire, to be honest. I find that song infectious. I love hearing it. And I know that sounds weird, being an artist, but I think to be an artist, you have to be a fan of the music that you're making. Definitely. Otherwise, why are you doing it? You have to be excited about the music that you're making. But yeah, no, there are some great songs on there. I think there'll be songs on there that will be fan favorites that are purposefully not singles. Because I sometimes feel like when songs are singles, sometimes the radio ruins a fan's relationship with the song. And some of my biggest songs in my set list weren't radio hits. So there's purposeful songs on the record that are just for fans to have as their own, I guess. Yeah,
what's one that you think that fans are going to really...
There's one called For Always that I think they'll love. I think they'll love Slowly. I think they'll love In Other Words. I think they'll love Heaven. I think they'll love The Vow. The Vow might be a single, depending on how people react to that. But
yeah. I love The Vow.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Thank you. I hope people discover all this stuff. Sometimes there's so much stuff out there, so much news, so much sport, so much film, so much TV, so much music. Sometimes find new music, it's so difficult to cut through.
Yeah.
So I hope people do listen to it.
Yeah, and for it to last too, right? Because I feel like it's like release day and then it's out and then people are like, okay, what's that?
Well, actually, I find most of my music cuts through like 2-3 years down the line. When Subtract came out, it really didn't necessarily cut through, but now that's all of my fan base's favorite albums. So sometimes it just takes time as well. That's
got to be cool to see how your music ages.
Yeah, and I think it gives you less pressure in the moment. I feel like so much of the world it has to be here and now, but that's just not the way that like people's music consumption works. It's the way that when I was young, you get it day one, you listen to it, and I think that's what things fly up the charts and kids are like super into it. But I don't know, like some of my favorite records I'm just discovering now. Like there's a Springsteen album called Nebraska that I discovered when I was like 23, and then I'd had 23 years of my life not listening to that, and suddenly it enters your life. So you never know.
Yeah, that's so nice. And I think too, positive side of social media is that we're seeing so many songs that are like 50 years old all of a sudden reclimbing the charts.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Connie
I mean,
Francis.
good music always wins, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's so great too that you buy vinyls, because that always forces me to like sit and listen to
Listen
a
to the
full-
record, yeah. Well, multiple times as well, because we'll put on a vinyl in the morning and just flip it all day, and then it's kind of, you have the album for a day.
Back to the vow though, are you just trying to maintain this like position of always having the number one wedding song?
No, because I feel like I haven't done the wedding song thing since Perfect, and I
Right.
think that this song is more of a like, I wrote Perfect in 2015, and I wrote the vow sort of this year, and it feels like the updated 10-year version of it.
Yeah.
I feel like love isn't all, like Perfect is very much fairy tale, beginning of a relationship, everything's great, whereas the vow is very much the knocks and bumps along the way, which is the reality of love, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it so
Yeah.
beautiful. That's so great. I wish I had it 2 months ago because I got married 2 months ago.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
thank you
How was
so
the wedding?
much. It was fantastic.
Yeah?
It was so
Did
good.
you go on a honeymoon?
No, not yet.
No. Where are you
So,
going to go?
We want to go to Austria
Cool.
to go on the Sound of Music tour,
Fuck yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I think that'd
definitely.
be sick, but we'll figure it out down the line.
Amazing.
Had to get back to work. But do you have any marriage advice for me? Just being 2 months in?
Oh, yeah, just always honesty.
Yeah.
Anytime anything's on your mind, good or bad, just share it with your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And served us well. Because you don't, things don't build and resentment doesn't like creep up on you. And then big arguments don't happen because you just have lots of small little arguments which dissipate the tension.
That's smart.
So yeah, just always, whenever anything's on your mind. And however awkward it is, because you've married the person, like you might as well share your awkward moments with them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, she's seen all my awkward moments.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
That's very fair. You mentioned listening to Bruce Springsteen. What other artists are on your radar right now? Who have you else been listening to?
Lots of new artists, to be honest. I get sent loads of new releases to listen to. The last two I listened to is an Irish artist called Moncrief and an Irish band called Amble. Those were the two last finals that I listened to, and I don't know. I think I've got a bunch more coming. I have I'd say contract. What's the a standing order with Rough Trade, where they just send me new releases, and then I listen to new releases, and then I work out what I like from there. Ben Queller's album's really good as well. Cover the Mirrors. I love that record. I think that was one of my favorite records of the year. Yeah, there's some really good stuff out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I know you mentioned that you had the knife from Goodfellas. That's insane. And I love knowing that you collect memorabilia. Your birthday is 6 months from now. And I know because you gift yourself a piece of memorabilia with your birthday, right? Is there
Yeah.
anything on your radar right now?
My birthday's only just happened. I bought the Jumanji original
Yeah,
board. So I got that, which is pretty cool.
that's sick.
So yeah, we'll see. There's just always an auction, and there's always something cool in the auction. So I'll see in Feb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to run out of space soon for it because it's only in the place that I watch movies. So it's kind of everything has sort of overpowered the room now.
Oh, yeah.
You just have like Batman staring at you and whatnot.
Yeah, would you ever like lease it out or?
A friend of mine is doing a movie prop museum. So yeah, totally.
Nice.
Yeah, I think if you own stuff like that, it's like art as well. Like I think if you own important art, you have to lend it out and let people see it. I think that's the kind of that's the trade-off of having it.
Yeah, that's so true. You've talked a lot about how your daughters have inspired your music. With them growing up and getting older, how does that shift your outlook on songwriting and music in general?
I think I'm a lot more looking back now. I think
Yeah.
I spent my whole 20s looking forward, and I think that now I've got kids, there's a lot of looking back to my childhood and how I was raised and my parents, and yeah, so I guess there's a lot more nostalgia. I think that's bound to happen when you have kids, and also just the things that they're into. It's sort of quite similar.
Oh,
They're they love David Attenborough wildlife documentaries,
Nice.
which I loved as a kid as well. Wild Thornberrys as well. Did you watch Wild Thornberrys back in the day?
We were just talking about that show
Yeah,
yesterday.
they're
That's so
bang
crazy.
into it. It's mad.
That's so sweet. That's got to be nice too when they're into the things that you were also into as a kid.
Pokemon. Well,
yeah.
you can kind of steer it a little bit.
Right.
You can kind of steer it. Like they started Peppa Pig, and I was like, I don't really like Peppa Pig.
No?
She's not a very nice pig. Have
Oh,
you watched it?
No.
She's not nice.
No?
No, she's a
Does-
bit mean to her brother.
That's like,
Yeah.
do you know the show Caillou? Do you remember
No.
that one? I don't know if that made it over the pond, but it's like this bald toddler kid, but all he does is complain. So many parents won't let their kids watch it
Yeah.
because they're like, then my kid
Bluey's
starts
a good
complaining.
one. Do you
Bluey
seem-
seems good.
Bluey's good.
Yeah.
Bluey always makes, like, me and all my dad mates, makes us all feel like inferior dads because the dad's so cool in it,
Oh, nice.
you know?
I always think that's a problem with animated shows too. They always make the dad like a doofus.
Yeah.
So-
Bluey's dad is
Top notch.
top notch, yeah.
Nice. So hate Peppa Pig. We love Bluey.
I wouldn't say I hate Peppa Pig.
Okay.
I just wouldn't let my kids. Well, she's just not very nice to her little brother,
Right.
and also like she doesn't eat her vegetables and all that. So it's stuff you just don't want your kid.
To plant it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else have you introduced them to?
I have 2 movie posters that my wife got me. One is the 100 best movies ever made, and one is the 100 best kids movies that ever made, and you like scratch them off.
Cool.
So we do a lot of the 100 best movies, which is where you see things like Goodfellas and blah blah blah, and then the scratch movies. So we're just making our way through that. Watched Pete's Dragon the other day, like Pete's Dragon.
Classic.
It's pretty lit. Also, Hunchback of Notre Dame, pretty dark.
Yeah.
Pretty dark.
I know. Some of those movies, like Brave Little Toaster. Have you ever seen that?
I mean, does that sound dark?
Pardon?
Brave Little Toaster, is that bad?
No, it's just like dark.
Right.
It's like you watch it again as an adult and you're like, oh, how
Is it
boring.
bad?
Even Lion King. Terrifying.
Yeah. No, but Hunchback of Notre Dame is like, for the whole time, Frollo is trying to kill all the travelers
Oh.
and like cleanse the city.
Right.
And I'm like, how is this a kid's film? Bad.
Wild. Will you just let them keep watching? Like, will they get scared?
They did
Or
get
will-
scared, yeah.
Yeah. That's also part of the youth experience, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
What are you excited to experience with them for the first time?
I really think the moment when we're watching Empire Strikes Back and Darth Vader goes, I am your father. I remember being in the cinema with my dad. They re-released those movies in the cinema. They did I think George Lucas did like an updated version. I remember looking at my dad going, I can't wait to experience that.
That's so
just kind of watch them being like, yeah, see?
Yeah.
Twist.
I've seen videos online too of kids' reactions and then them just like freaking out.
I
at
can't
that.
wait. And I can't wait to watch Lord of the Rings with them, but that's like far.
Yeah.
And also like reading, I remember my mum used to read me the Harry Potter books, but like a chapter at a time before bed. Like that sort of stuff I think would be great.
Nice. What are you most looking forward to with shifting from the mathematics tour to the loop tour?
Do you know, so the mathematics tour has been brilliant, but the stage is so logistically difficult to bring places because the way that it's freighted and the way that it's built. We have 2 stages basically, and we flip-flop them and we build them, but we couldn't take it to South America. We couldn't take it to South Africa. We couldn't take it to a lot of places in Asia purely because we just couldn't get it there. So the loop stage is a bit more agile and we can bring it more places. So yeah, I would have carried on mathematics forever because I love playing in the round, but it just, as soon as we built it and we started traveling it, we suddenly hit all these like road bumps of we can't go here, we can't go here, we can't go here. And my touring life has always been we play everywhere and we will go to the places where big tours don't go. And we've just found ourselves on this tour not being able to do that. So loop is a bit more agile.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. What's the record for the longest tour? Because I feel like, how long have you been on mathematics? 5 years?
3. Well, it was my daughter is 3.5, and she was born 2 weeks into it, so 3.5 years.
Wild.
Yeah,
That's
it can't be the longest tour though.
No, I feel like
I
there's
think
gotta
the
be-
longest tour.
We'll get our fact checkers.
Yeah, I mean it sort of doesn't. You never know now because Harry's tour is Love on Tour, and I'm sure his next tour will be Love on Tour, and that will just be the same.
Oh, it's just like an extension.
Yeah, so I'm sure like there are other tours like that over the last 30 years that have just been the name of. Yeah, Dylan. Dylan's on one. I think Dylan's on one called the Never Ending Tour.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he must be the longest tour.
That makes sense. He's setting himself up for success. That's so sweet. Your reputation, I feel like in the industry, is just being the nicest person on planet Earth. It also seems like nothing ever bothers you. Like you never seem to be stressed. You always just seem to be easygoing. Is that? So I want to know, like, what grinds your gears? What gets you riled up?
Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. I feel like I have an amazing team. And we all work really hard, and I think that when there's one cog in the machine that doesn't, because we all put in so much of ourselves that I think everyone in the team expects the same from everyone else. So that would kind of be the only thing. Same for tour as well. You know, we pride ourselves on being a tour with like a nice atmosphere. So when you have one bad egg, that grinds my gears, because I'm like, we're all in a nice atmosphere on tour. We're all away from home. We're all away from our families. Let's just all be nice to each other. So stuff like that, rudeness, meanness, that stuff really grinds my gears. And I think it just harks back to school. And I think that life is just a massive playground. And when you meet the grown-up bullies, you're just like, because you're then grown up, and I feel like you can stand up to people now. It just, I get a bit more.
Yeah, I find that with adults too. Like something that is always a pet peeve of mine is people who just are always focusing on the negative. And I don't know if it's something that's just in them.
Yeah. Oh, so many of my family are like that though.
Oh,
and that's just, I'm kind of like, sometimes we'll be somewhere and I'm just like, look, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But just...
I know. I'm like, we're safe. We're inside. We're here. Like,
yeah. I think that's just a mind state kind of thing.
Yeah. I think so
too. Sometimes it's hard to break out that mind state if that's where you're at in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So you're prone to accidents more than I feel like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Your like record of the different ways that you've gotten hurt throughout the years is wild.
Yeah.
Is there one instance that you look back on now that you just think is like hilarious, or that just cracks you up to think about?
Falling into a bit of a volcano, I look back at and I'm like, I actually could have died then. And the more I think about it, the more crazy I think it is that the guy, we were climbing up this like active volcano, and the guy who was taking us up was like, whatever you do, don't stray off the path. And the first thing I did was like, oh, there's a little bubbly brook over here. I'm going to have a look. And then my foot fell in it. And have you heard the story? And it went in my boot and peeled off all my skin and stuff like that. But I'm like, had it not been this big, I would have fallen in it and I would have died. And I think about that a lot, that was quite close to, I just shouldn't do stupid stuff, basically.
Right.
There was also another time we were going down we climbed Machu Picchu, and then we were getting a whitewater raft, and it flipped over, but in the rapids. And that was another time where I was like, I think this is the end. And my security guard, who was in, 3 or 4 active wars, was like, that's the closest he's felt to death as well.
No way.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Do you ever think too, how insane is it that I've had all of these experiences?
Have you?
No. Do you
Oh,
ever
me?
think that?
Yeah. I don't know. I sometimes feel like if you do mad shit's going to happen to you, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have these experiences if I just stayed in my hometown.
That's true. Yeah.
But then I might get hit by a bus. So
you got to live life.
you never know.
You got to do it. That's crazy. Okay, I want to ask you, what are 5 things that Ed Sheeran can't live without, if you can think of it? But you can't say your wife and kids.
Oh, I can't.
No.
Can I say my friends?
Sure.
My friends. I think music is such a key part of my life, so music. I think travel. I think travel is so intrinsically linked with who I am. Spice. Don't want to live in a bland world, do you? Mm-hmm. Don't want to just eat mashed potatoes for the rest of your life. How many is that?
3.
That's 4. That's 3, is it?
Friends, travel, music, spice, 4.
Spice, 4. The last one, movies.
Nice.
Yeah, I think movies are I would have chosen my family, obviously. But yeah, movies are, I probably watch like 5 movies a week. We travel so much that's what I do. I've retired from TV shows.
Really?
I've given up.
Why?
Because there's so much shit out there. And all of my friends, I don't trust their opinions anymore. Because they'll recommend TV shows and you'll watch 5 seasons of them and you'll be like, this is wank. I've just wasted 50 hours of my life watching this. And I feel like films, any friend that recommends me a film, I watch it, and if it's good, great. If it's not, you've only wasted 2 hours of your life. So yeah, TV shows in the bin.
Good for you for sticking to it though, because I feel like if I was like bored halfway through a season, I'd be like, whatever.
No, but shows like that, there are shows like Breaking Bad, for instance. I really feel like gets into it. Season 2, season 3, and The Office season 1 wasn't great. Season 2, American Office, it gets into it. So I'm very much, I have to give it the grace, and some of these things are really like 6 seasons in and just like,
yeah.
Sorry, I get quite passionate about it.
No, that's fine. This is my favorite type of conversation to have. But also, I do feel like sometimes shows go on a little bit too long. I just finished the Sex and the City spinoff, and it was the worst ending to a show I've ever seen.
That's the other thing. You kind of have to. That's what I love about some British shows is they just end and they go, that was enough. That was a Blackadder, that's enough. In-Betweeners, that's enough. Office, that's enough. They just do it, and that's it, and it's perfect, and it's wrapped up, and it's good. I just find, I mean, there are obviously some great shows out there. My friends have been recommending The Studio, the one with, apparently that's amazing.
It feels like watching little movies.
Yeah.
So it's good.
So that's, if I'm ever going to get back into TV shows, The Studio's on the list. The Penguin, people keep telling me about. I haven't watched that yet. There are TV shows out there I know I'm going to like.
Yeah, because they're like movie quality. Only Murders in the Building. It's good.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I signed out of it about a year ago, and I haven't regretted my decision once.
That's fair.
Because I'm also discovering loads of movies that, because I do that, and because I actually watch the movies that people recommend me, I find myself like challenging myself more in movies, where sometimes I'd say in the past 3 years people would be like, you have to watch this TV show, and I'd be like, I'm just not going to do that. Whereas with movies, I'll kind of watch anything. Totally. Like I watched, you recommended me the Florida Project the other day. Oh, one of my favorite movies. So good. So and then you watch Tangerine, and then you kind of like delve into his filmography.
Well, yeah, because you watched Honora, so then you got to go back and watch the Florida Project.
Florida Project's so heartbreaking, man.
I know. And that, it almost feels like a documentary that you're watching.
Yeah, it's so good. But the thing is, if I was only watching TV shows, which I used to do, like I was a TV show fiend. Like that was all. If you look, I've got them all on DVD in my house. If you saw, you'd be like, he's done his time on TV shows. But there's just so much wank out there.
I love
so much wank.
I was going to ask you 5 things Ed Sheeran can definitely live without. So number 1, TV shows.
New TV shows.
Got it.
No, I like all the ones that stand the test of time. You know, the ones that are always on the top 10 best list and stuff like that.
Or I was going to say too, like Seinfeld, he stopped while he was on top. Because he was like, here I am. I'm not going to do 3 more seasons, and then it died.
Yeah, I mean, there's something really important in that. So things that I definitely can live without. I hate rude, entitled people. I really like, that's just, whenever you come across them, you're just like, stay out of the, I don't know, energy sphere, because it just brings everyone down. I don't know, what else don't I like?
Is there food you don't like?
Beetroot. Yeah, I wouldn't say I hate it though, but whenever it's on my plate, I'm always taking it off and putting it to the side. It's not like that offensive to me. Someone taking my fries, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to, my thing is, if we're in a place and I'm like, do you want fries? And if someone says no, I'm like, cool, I'm going to get mine. If you want them, I'll get you fries, but you're not having mine.
Oh, let's see.
So make your decision now. You know what I mean?
That's, my wife gets on me about that constantly, because my last name is Burns, so she calls me One Bite Burns, because I'm always like, can I just have a bite? Can I just have one chip?
Yeah, I get it. My wife is similar. She's like a crisp fiend though, you call like potato chips. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I've had to like, because she is athletic, and she's been athletic since she was like, 9. So it doesn't touch the size with her, but I found myself getting really fat living in our household just because she'll have a big bowl of chips every night, and I'll just... Yeah. I know, my wife got me on sweets. Like, I wasn't a candy person, but now every day after dinner, I'm like, we need a candy. Yeah. We need a sweet. And then what else? Oh, there's for every time I go to... My favorite cuisine, I think, is sushi. And every time I'm in Japan and we go to these omakase places, and I love you, Japan, but shirako, it's called shirako. My Japanese friends really fuck with it. They love it. And they kind of like I'll be there and I'll be like, I'm so confused, I don't want to eat this. And then they'll take it and eat it. They're just like, yeah, that's... But there must be food that we eat, like, poutine's kind of like that. There must be people from other cultures that don't. No. Yeah, I'm not huge on it. Sorry, no. Canada. Speaking of Canada, 3 things you love about Canada and or Toronto specifically. Toronto feels like London. So that's what I like about it. It feels very culturally diverse, and all of that feels celebrated when I'm there, rather than segregated in different parts. And it's kind of the same in London. When you travel around London, everything is everywhere, and there's just culture everywhere. So I really like that about Toronto. I think the music scene's fantastic. Again, I think probably a direct mirror to the culture that exists there. And I think everyone's friendly. I think Canadians are friendly. It never feels standoffish there. I always feel very welcome, and it was one of the first places I found success outside of the United Kingdom. I've always felt very welcome and loved there. I almost feel Canadian when I'm there. Yeah, you're an honorary Canadian. Cool. I can deem you that title because I'm Canadian. So thank you. You're welcome. Do you know what your love languages are? Yeah, gifting.
gift, like
Yeah.
that you give to other people that you like getting?
No, gift to other people. I love, like, this tour's ending and I've got everyone on tour something for it. And I kind of, it's like my thing to mark stuff. I love getting stuff for friends' birthdays and stuff like that. I'd say, yeah, gifting.
Nice. What about coming back to you?
I don't know really. My wife threw me a surprise birthday party, which I got really emotional at because I would usually be the one that like organizes things and gets all our friends together, and I think she'd like organized us a like romantic dinner, and then when I walked in, all of my best friends were there, and I don't know.
That's
I
nice.
feel-
Yeah,
I
acts
felt-
of
yeah.
service.
Acts of service.
That could be it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really.
There's also like words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time.
I don't like physical touch.
Yeah.
I'm really like, I don't know. I don't like getting touched.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay,
Yeah.
we won't hug after this then.
No, I don't mind hugs.
Oh, okay.
But you know, like
When
I have
people
to,
are like-
I have to get a lot of sports massages after the gigs because of everything sort of tensions up, and I hate having like thumbs in me.
Oh yeah. Where is a place that you haven't been that you want to go to? Because you've done like Antarctica and all of the places.
Yeah, I haven't properly travelled the continent of Africa. I've probably been to 5 African nations, and I would love to travel more there. Yeah, I'd love to go to like Rwanda, Kenya, Zimbabwe. I've been to Ghana. I've never been to Nigeria. The music scene in Nigeria is incredible. I've heard amazing music coming out of Somalia. I've heard amazing music coming out of Eritrea. There's like, I'd love to go there and soak up culture. It's amazing continent, and each country, it's kind of like India. Like India feels like lots of different countries, even though it's one thing. Every 100 miles, the language changes, the food changes, the rhythms change, the fabrics change, and yeah. So yeah, I think Nigeria might be the first place on the list, just because I know so many people there, and have worked with so many great artists from there.
Nice. Incredible. Ed, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
Nice chatting
That's
with
great.
you.
Really great interview.
Thank
really
you.
great.
You don't have to just say that.
No,
I'll take
I
it.
love. Do you know what I love about it? Sometimes you do these interviews and you sit down for 10 minutes and you only have like bullet points.
And
you
usually
get
I
through-
only get 10 minutes, so this
Yeah.
has been
It's
a
great.
joy for me.
It's nice to actually have a proper interview, because sometimes you're being interviewed by someone you know that can do proper interviews, but they've been told they have 10 minutes and it's just bullet points. So to actually have a chat is great. So
Yeah.
thank you.
And I like how much
Appreciate
we
it.
talked about movies.
Yeah.
I had one movie question because I was like, I can't get too much.
Well, what's
into
your favorite movie?
Oh, okay. Have you seen the movie Dan in Real Life?
No.
It's a rom-com with Steve Carell that came out in like.
Could you just message that to me and I'll watch it tomorrow?
Yeah,
Thank
watch it. I mean, you'll love it. And the music is incredible. It's
Great.
like one artist, Sondre Lorch, did all of the music that he made for it, and it's like my favorite soundtrack.
I'm gonna watch that.
I think you'll like it.
You should watch. I've just watched Fair Play
Okay.
on Netflix. Watch that.
Okay.
Really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Not very cheery. Quite intense drama.
That's
but
fine.
definitely one of the best films I've seen this year.
Okay.
Really good.
Nice. Watch each other's recommendations. Amazing.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.